Hey, what's up, guys? Manduke here, and I have some more food for thought for you and your brain. Have you ever thought about the difference of how men and women give directions? I've noticed this several times. I mean, I used to deliver pizzas, and I'd have to call customers because they didn't know where they lived when they talked to the store. And what's wrong with you? Give like a fake address, and you always gotta, that throws up a red flag, especially when you know it's not there before you even leave the store. Like, there's no house there. But I'd have to call them up, and depending on whether or not a man or a woman answered the phone, you get different kinds of directions. Now, I'm not gonna say that this applies to everybody because I'm sure there's men that give directions like a woman. I'm sure there's women that give directions like a man. Just like there's men trapped in women's bodies and vice versa, which is a whole other weird, probably on the other channel discussion to go down. Yeah, that's a whole other thing with a story. I find that if you ask a woman for directions, she's going to give you stuff like landmarks. This would really suck if you were like in the middle of nowhere with no landmarks. But she's gonna give you stuff like landmarks. So she's gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna go down this way, and it's quite a ways. You're gonna see a McDonald's on the left. Then you're gonna make a right. If you see a Burger King, then you went too far." And it's like, if I make a right after the McDonald's, why would I need to know about the Burger King? All that's doing is confusing me. Like, oh crap, I went too far because I was looking for a Burger King. Then, if you ask a man for directions, he's going to go something along the lines of, oh, you're going to go down here, it's going to be roughly about 2 miles, and then it's going to be on the corner of Harrison, you're going to make a right. Or, Route 47, you're going to make a right. He's not going to tell you what happens if you go too far. He's not expecting you to go too far because you're going to see that. Sometimes, the guy will be like, oh, you're going to go down here 3 miles. It's going to be 2 traffic lights. And at the third traffic light, you're going to make a right. Or the second traffic light, you're going to make a right. Whatever it is. But he's going to give you something that you can just go on. That tends to be the more direct way to do things, whereas and that's an explanation of something I talked about on my other channel, where men and women think differently. And men, the first thing you can do is give up on believing that you understand how a woman thinks, because you might understand how they come to their conclusions, but you don't understand the work they do to get there. So enjoy that food for thought. You want it for a while, maybe change the way you give directions. If you're a dude, maybe you should start trying to give directions like a dude. If you're a chick, please start giving directions like a dude. It makes more sense. Check you out next time.